Welcome to Ask the Attorney Anything. I'm live here with you answering your questions. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I am an attorney who has been recognized as one of the top 1% of attorneys in the country by U.S. News and World Report, by National Association of Distinguished Counsel, and many others. And I have a program on how to negotiate with narcissists. It's called Slay Your Negotiation with a Narcissist. And I teach you how to negotiate with narcissists here on my channel, whether it's a spouse or a soon-to-be former business partner, or a colleague, work, employment, whatever, whoever you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a narcissist and you want to know how to break free from that toxic relationship and actually have real step-by-step guidance on how to do that, then you are right here in the right place. And I'm so glad to see all of you here. I'm completely live. And this is one of the sessions where I actually just take your questions. I don't know what the questions are going to be in advance. I just answer them and go through and answer as many as I can. This is the forum in which I do this. I don't have the capacity to answer questions on an individual basis anymore. Because I do get hundreds of them a day. There's so many of you that need help, which is why I have my resources out there, which is why I have my free content on YouTube and on my podcast. So if you haven't subscribed, you should definitely do that now. And I do these AAA sessions, Ask the Attorney Anything, here on YouTube. I do them on Facebook and on Instagram as well, and also in my free webinars. So those are the forums in which I appear live and answer your questions, as many as I can. And so I apologize in advance if I don't get to your question. Please don't take it personally. I just look over and I try to answer as many questions as I can. And I try to quickly pick ones that I think will also be of interest to as many people as possible, or questions that maybe I haven't addressed already in other videos or in other AAA sessions. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm also trying to do it really fast because I'm looking over and answering your questions as I go along here. I do not know what the questions are going to be in advance. So what I would love to know, by the way, is where you are all tuning in from. I think that's always really, really great. And just say, hi, I'm tuning in from wherever. I see Amanda saying hi, Rebecca, and Dean Singh is saying hi. I'm loving seeing all of you here. I see Nobi from Brooklyn, New York City, Natalia from Tucson, Nero Zero from Scotland, April from San Diego, and Gigi from Victoria, Texas. Welcome, all of you. I'm so glad that you're here because you are in the right place if you want real guidance on actually how to negotiate with narcissists. I'm pretty sure I'm the only attorney in the country or in the world, probably at this point, who is actually teaching people not just the procedure and the substantive issues around how to get out of these relationships, but also that third piece, which is the narcissism piece. And if you're not understanding that piece, you're never going to get anywhere. I have so many people who reach out to me all the time and they say, I just need a good lawyer. That's all I need. Just give me the name of a lawyer in my area. And that's not all you need. I'm here to tell you, yes, you need a good lawyer. A good lawyer is a great part of your overall strategy, but that cannot be your be all end all. You cannot just think that that's where, where to place all of your life into, because how many people, I did a survey in my Facebook group, and 86% of you said that your divorce took longer than 18 months. Half of that number, 40-something%, said it took more than 3 years. And a huge percentage of you said that your divorce cost more than $100,000. So you can have the greatest lawyer in the world and still be years down into it and hundreds of thousands of dollars into it. So you really need to have a super strong strategy, create that leverage, because you have to understand the concept of narcissistic supply and what really, really drives that narcissist in order to get where you want to be. Okay, so Let's see. Peter Smith is asking me, what's the deal with narcs and not collecting their belongings? And from Ireland. Hi in Ireland. So I guess it sounds to me like they're supposed to be collecting their stuff and they're not. And the reason why is very simple, is that narcissists are they're supply whores, basically. So remember that supply is anything that feeds their ego, and they almost, it's almost like the jelly jars on a shelf or something, like they're saving up their supply for the winter. So they, if they can continue to get supply from you in any way, they're going to keep you around, even if they've moved on to what they consider to be a better source of supply. They're going to come back and try to get supply out of a former source of supply as well. And how are they going to do that? By, just letting you know that they're still watching you, they're still around, they still have control over you, they still have some way to open that little door. And if you just leave it cracked a little bit, the whole foot's getting jammed in, and here they are again, trying to get supply out of you. So that's why they probably haven't come to get their stuff, because they want you to know, it's a little message that they're still getting some narcissistic supply out of you. So that's what it is. Okay. Are narcissists who have lost their supply to a rival new boyfriend or for their ex supply the worst kind of narcissist? I'm not sure I completely understand your question, DJ Ken, but I will say that the worst kind of narcissist is really a malignant narcissist. You should definitely check out my video on the most dangerous type of narcissist, because those are the ones that have an overlay of other types of personality disorders, like psychopathic and sociopathic disorders. And I am not a psychologist, so I don't proclaim to be an expert in personality disorders or anything like that, as far as the nuances of them. But I know how they act in negotiations. But the malignant ones have basically no conscience whatsoever. And so no problem with, falsifying a claim that somebody was a pedophile or sexually molested their children, or domestic violence, something, no problem with ruining somebody's life, no problem with somebody losing their job or anything like that. And there can be combinations. So, you can be a malignant narcissist that's also covert. That much I definitely do know. So, to me, that is the most dangerous type of narcissist for sure. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so Desiree is saying, my ex-narc husband abused my son recently, and I got physical custody, and child welfare got legal custody. We have 2 upcoming court dates. My question is, do I have to file for legal custody? That is definitely a legal question. I cannot give you actual legal advice on here. I'm probably not even licensed in your state or wherever it is that you are. But, I can just tell you generally that if there's some kind of a temporary order in place, then you probably need to ask for something permanent to be in place. And whether that means that you have to file a petition or a complaint to open a case, or maybe it's a motion if a case is already open, or a request for order, or whatever it's called in your particular state. So from the court's perspective, I can just tell you that custody is always looked at from where was the last order, or what's the last final judgment, or the judge is going to look at what the last thing is in the docket on that issue. So if there's nothing in the docket, then you have to file something, or if there is, then you need to file something to modify it. Okay, so that's just kind of in general. Let's see. So somebody is asking about malicious prosecution and false order of protection. That, to me, sounds like what you're asking for, Silver Storm 3, is something about a civil claim, which is a civil tort claim, which you can sometimes add on to your family law claim as well, depending on your state or how it works in your country or wherever it is that you are. But sometimes your family law attorney can do that for you. It's just a separate count. I know for me, I've done it for, civil malicious prosecution or civil abusive process or intentional infliction of emotional distress or civil battery or civil assault or something like that. I've definitely done that. And I just added as a part of the petition for dissolution of marriage. The reason why I like to do it is it helps to create leverage, number one. It also is another way to seek monetary damages. And depending on where you are, you can ask for a jury trial instead of just a bench trial, meaning it's just the judge. So now, you have a jury trial. It's a whole civil claim action, and it's a way to create more leverage, and it's also a way to potentially get more in monetary damages, especially if you you don't have a way to get fees. Attorneys' fees are usually statutory, and if there's no statute or law on that particular case that is allowing you to get attorney's fees, it's a way to kind of help you get fees as well. So, but it really, really, really depends on what the laws are and the statutes and what's provided for in your particular state, country, or jurisdiction. Okay, so let's see. Zanzibar Space, I'm just going to say thank you for all the free and great work you are doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for acknowledging me. I really appreciate that. I do really very much feel very much of a crusade to help all of you, which is why I do a lot of free things here for you. So, okay. I saw one question about filing for divorce against somebody who had left the country or something like that. So I wanted to just kind of address that briefly, which is if you can't find somebody, you can still get a divorce from them. You just have to serve them wherever they are, and you have to plead certain things in your pleadings, like long arm jurisdiction or something like that. You have to be able to show that there's a reason to get personal jurisdiction over them. Or if you can't find them at all, you can just do service by publication, and you just have to, there's some extra steps that you have to go through in order to get the divorce. But no court's going to make you stay married to somebody. That definitely doesn't work that way. So, all right. So, all right. I am going to pop on over to Facebook right now. So if you have not already subscribed to this channel, do that now. Like this video. Just hit the little thumbs up button right now. Show me that you like this video and that you're here, and that you are liking what I do here, because it's really important to me that I'm doing what you guys need and giving you the support and the information and the resources that you need. If you haven't gotten my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Worksheet, do that at winmynegotiation.com, and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you want more support, join me in my free private Facebook group called Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. And I am so glad that you stopped by today and that you were here and that I could answer some of your questions. If I didn't get to your question, come join me on Facebook right now. Rebecca Zung, top 1% attorney, narcissist negotiation expert is the name of the page. So come join me over there, and I'm going to go and answer more questions over there. So thank you so much, and I will see you on Facebook.